Everybody, hope you're doing well. My name's Doug, and today's video is going to be how to sing high notes just like Soupy Campbell from The Wonder Years. Let's do this. So when I first began my vocal training journey, Soupy Campbell was one of the first people that I heard these belted high notes that I really wanted to sing. My issue was I couldn't get past, say, the F4 when I was trying to sing up there. And I was listening to the album The Upsides, and he's belting notes such as like the A sharp 4 all the way at the top. I just thought, I can't do that. I can't sing up high like that. I went on this complete vocal journey, blah, blah, blah. You can check it out on my website. I basically got all these different voice tutors, learnt the skills necessary to be able to sing these high notes, and hey, now I can do it. And if Bob was righteous. Alright guys, so today I'm going to give you 3 simple tips on how I sing like Soupy Campbell. So let's start it off with number 1, breath and support. So I'm going to show you how I'm actually breathing while we're doing this. You take the breath and get that stomach to expand, and then we're going to tense it just like we're going to be punched in the stomach, like preparing for a punch. So if I tense my stomach and it's going to hit like that, it's fine, it's firm. And the reason I'm showing you that is because you really do need that support to be able to hit these high notes. And even if you watch Dan Campbell, you'll probably see him holding his stomach live. I've seen him do this. He's holding the microphone and he's bending down like this, holding his stomach. He knows when he goes to sing the high notes, he needs to put pressure on it to be able to reach up that high, because it takes a lot of effort and support to be able to sing. So really take note of what I said. Take that deep belly breath, because you don't want to be doing this. Most times when I see someone take a deep breath, they'll raise their chest like this. Don't do that. I want you to breathe down the stomach, and you'll see your stomach enlarge. And that's how you'll know that you're doing this correctly. So remember, expand that belly, then tense. I'm going to make an even deeper support and breath video in the future, so make sure to subscribe. So for the second tip today, we're going to talk about Dan Campbell releasing into his mixed voice. Now, when he's going for those high-pitched belted tones, he's not bringing his heavy chest voice and just shouting all the way up there. He's releasing into what I just described as mixed voice or middle voice. So when Soupy Campbell is trying to hit that A flat 4, for example, in that song, I Won't Say the Lord's Prayer, he's not bringing up that weighted chesty tone. Let's go down to A flat 3 for a second. So that's the lower octave. So Lord, and I'm going to try and stretch that low chest voice up to the high note, and I'll show you that it will break. Lord, do you hear that? It broke. And that's because you just can't do that. You can't push that chesty voice right up there. I can try with a lot of force, Lord, and it gets stuck. What you have to start learning to do is strengthening that mixed voice, so that when you go to approach those notes, you can get the mixture of that high resonance and that low resonance, which makes mixed voice. And that's exactly where he sings all those high notes. So it's not going to break this time. I'm going to mix the resonances. And if Bob was righteous, I mixed it. Now, that's usually a common vocal break for the guys around those notes, for males. And that's exactly what you're going to probably have to mix into that voice. Now, don't worry, I'm going to give you an exercise today that we can do together so that we can actually, learn to strengthen this voice. So let's do it. So the goal of today is that I want you to play this exercise at A flat 4 in 1 octave slide up and down, and that's how we'll know if you're releasing into the mixed voice, because if not, it would just break like I demonstrated before. La. So make sure, remember, get that stomach tension, because that's the things you want to be practicing while doing this, and it should go through. And let's go down again. La, 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 la. Go back up. La, 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 la. It's just getting higher and higher. And yeah, you want to do that, and you can go as high as you want, and just make sure you keep it connected, because that's where you start recognizing your mixed voice. The third and final tip that Dan does is that he actually sings with this vowel modification. He changes the O sounds to a O, and I'll explain right now. So in the phrase he goes, "What you're told to believe." So you get that? So instead of smiling into it and going, "Told to believe," he goes, "Told to believe." He sort of like masks the sound, and I think that sounds really cool. It's very stylistic, and you could add it to your voice if you'd like. Okay guys, so that was 3 tips on how to sing like Dan Soupy Campbell. Basically, to wrap it up, the first thing to do is make sure you're getting that deep abdominal breath. Secondly, what I want you to do is make sure you're singing in that mixed voice and not shouting your chest up there. So an example of the shouting would be, "In a soul." That's not going to work. That's my chest voice trying to be pushed up there. You need to release into that middle mixed voice. And thirdly, just these little vowel modifications, the changing the U to a O, just darkening the sound. That's what I want you to do. Darken the sound as you go up. It's just a stylistic thing that Dan does, and if you like it, you can add it to your voice. Alright guys, that's it for today. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, give this video a like and share it, and be back soon for more videos. Thanks guys.